There's no partnership between Labour Party and the PDP. Both of us are challenging a process that is wrong. That is acceptable. The process is wrong, and we're challenging it because we're all participants. It's like there's several people are involved in a competition, and it goes wrong, and they come together and say, it happened. There's so many court challenges all over the world where maybe if you see the abroad where somebody have raped one woman, he went to court, several others who were raped by the same man comes out. They're not acting jointly, but because they have been a victim of the same man.
But both of you are saying you won the election.
No.
Elijah Atuko is saying you won the election. You two are saying you won the election.
No problem. That is why we want to check the process. It is not the process that will say who actually rightly received the highest number of rightful votes cast in the said election. Because what is important is who received the highest number of rightful votes cast in the election and who has the spread. So if we do the right things, this is what we are claiming now is because of the confusion that was deliberately created by INEC.
Mr. Toby, here is a friend of yours. I don't want to name him on television. Responding to the point you made about age. Maybe you want to clarify that. He says, remind Peter that if he's going by age, at 63 years, he himself isn't qualified. We should be talking about credibility and the characteristics of leadership, irrespective of age.
63 years. Who is 63?
That's what he's saying about you. I'm just reading what he sent to me. He said, it's not about age. The task of nation building is a mutual responsibility between the young and the old. The old contributing experience and maturity, and the young collaborating with audacity and diversity. In the USA, that he quotes, the use of age as a criterion for any job is considered discriminatory, just like religious and gender discrimination. So Peter Obi is out of place using age against his co-contestants. That's what this person said.
Remember when I quoted age? I wasn't talking about myself. Remember?
Yes, I
didn't say so. They asked me that somebody said 40 years is too young for Lagos State.
Yeah.
That was when I said that people who are talking about age, that is them that are above 75 should actually retire. But let's not compare age in the US and here. Please. Ruben, in the US, life expectancy is 72.5 years. In Nigeria, life expectancy is 54. So at 70, you've actually passed 16 years. Your life expectancy.
You already had expired product.
Yes, we should have gone. So, and some of these people who are saying this have contributed why people are dying, where we have high infant mortality. So let's not compare the two. It's not the same society. Life expectancy, somebody who is 80 in America is different from somebody who is 80 here. So you cannot compare the two of them. I'm not going to go into life expectancy, but I assure you, and two are not 63 years old, Ruben, as maybe right, maybe wrong. My affidavit letter, which I secretary allowed my mother gave me since 1970, is that I was born in July 19th, 1961.
On what market day was that?
So if anything is wrong,
for the benefit of the man asking the question.
if anything is wrong, I hold my mother responsible. But she's been a wonderful woman. I didn't have the privilege of my father giving me any, so it's my mother who gave. So if you follow it, Ruben, I'm still going to be 62 in this July. So I'm not splitting, I'm not comparing the age and all that. But I assure you of my commitment is, and I listened to what he said, we need experience of age. But the age and the old have not used that experience. Rather, what they are doing is claiming experience in failure. They've not used it to progress the place. Rather, they tell you, do you know I've been doing this for 30 years? And so what? The place failed. How can you claim experience in failure? If you have been doing it for 30 years and we're in this mess, then you should actually cover yourself in shame. Not saying, I've been around for 20 years. Thereby, it's my entitlement. No. You have to claim entitlement where things are progressing, where things are going well. And that's what it should be.
Okay. Now, one of the reasons why the age conversation has come up, particularly with Gbadebo Rodsvivo in Lagos State, is also looking at his political experience. So beyond just his biological age, what some people have said is that he doesn't have that political heritage. He doesn't have that experience in governance and public service. I'd like you to speak to that, please, because it's beyond age. It's also the fact that, so you talked about the fact that he went to MIT, fantastic, Ivy League school. However, they're saying that if you're going to, govern a diverse, cosmopolitan city like Lagos, you would need more than an MIT certificate. What do you have to say to that?
Which experience? When they talk about experience, my sister, when I was campaigning to be governor of Anambra State, I've never worked in government. I've never had anything to do with government. I was faced with the same thing. I was his age. I was just about, I started campaigning in 2003. 2001. I was just 39. By the time that the election took place, I was 41, 42. So I was at that age. And it was the same thing. People were saying, hey, who is he? He has never worked in government before. He has not done this before. The only experience they can claim is the same experience of corruption, experience of stealing, experience of doing the wrong thing. In fact, at times it's good to bring somebody who doesn't have that experience so he can clean up the mess. I came in without that experience. And when they wanted to teach me the experience, I told them they are wrong. I recall telling my people to ask me, why will government of Anambra State have a lodge in Abuja? They said, because every state have it. I said, well, we can't. The governor doesn't live in Abuja, so shut it down. Why would this one happen? Why is government going to have 18 guest houses? They say because that's all them, because you have guests. These are things we shut down that made us have the money to do the work. So the experience they have is the experience I'm trying to remove. That's the structure they're telling you about. What you saw is challenging now is the structure that we are saying we have no structure, we have no structure. That's the experience. As far as I'm concerned, he's at the right age, the right energy, the right educational background. Whatever there is that I think is lacking, because of his exposure and everything, he will be able to read it. A job of a leader is always listening and learning.
Okay.
And I did that, and we succeeded. Listen to the people, do what they want, prove your integrity, and look at your background, where you're coming from. Remember that if you steal, it's going to show in the alumni of MIT that you're not a thief.
Wrap up now. There's just one more thing for you to respond to. There's something circulating on social media over the weekend that you were a member of the Association for Better Nigeria that supported the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election. And they've been passing it. In fact, if you circulate it, it will say forwarded many times. So were you with Aton Zerebe, who led that movement at that time?
In 1993, Ruben, I lived in England. I had nothing to do with politics. I've never even, in 1993, my business was between here and the UK. I was living in England with my family. If you want to know, my son was born in 1993, December. And go and check his birth certificate. He was in England. Today, go and check it very well. So My daughter, go and check. There were primary schools in England. They can have little people who are in primary schools in England. And I'm in Nigeria, doing better in Nigeria. Well, my wife lives there. So who are they living with? So the people do all sorts of things. I was not involved in politics. Never even voted as at that time. You know, I was actually probably a businessman contributing to building a better Nigeria, involved in supporting Nigerian in different areas. Just like I said, I supported Abiola when he contested because I listened to what he was doing, and I was doing so in my capacity in different ways. And when he failed, they started Ndeko. There's other people who are involved in it, like Raphobia, whom I mentioned, or Leighton and who will tell you they know me and everything. So I don't know what lies here. They say, oh, he's doing. And I've said there shouldn't be ethnic tension. People should go out and vote for Gbadebo. He's the right candidate. Like they go out and vote in other areas, even where I mentioned that if you have competent people in other parties, vote for them.
Okay, on that note, we'd like to thank you very much, Mr. Peter Obi, for joining us today on The Morning Show. Thank you very much indeed.